Hello and welcome to Top 10 Flicks. Many of us haven't seen any of the thousands of movies that Netflix has to offer. Thus, we'll be revealing the top 10 must-watch films that are now accessible on the streaming service in this video. These movies take you to new places, with captivating storyline and amazing performances, grabbing your attention and making a lasting imprint on your cinematic experience. So without further ado, let's examine these 10 films from Netflix's vast library of motion pictures. Number 10. Under the Shadow. Babak Anvari directed the horror movie, which is psychological in nature. The drama, which takes place in Tehran during the turmoil of the 1980s, is around Shida and her daughter Dorsa, who believe a menacing jinn has been pursuing them after a rocket strikes their apartment. Shida must negotiate the supernatural horrors and grave dangers of the war-torn metropolis while she struggles to protect her daughter. The novel cleverly employs a context of cultural and political upheaval to enhance suspense by bridging the gap between psychic and supernatural evil. The film's excellent blend of horror and societal satire is complemented by captivating performances and a strong sense of environmental suspense throughout. Number 9. Wheelman. It is a Jeremy Rush-directed criminal action thriller from 2017. Frank Grillo plays Wheelman, an incognito delivery worker who occasionally gets into problems after a bank heist goes awry in the film. Wheelman is seen stealing a car at the start of the story. He receives a call during the theft from an anonymous handler telling him to leave his group and take the money for himself. He faces a series of deceitful encounters and violent situations as a result of his decision, putting him in jeopardy. Wheelman has to figure out who betrayed him during this, while evading terrible consequences for his loved ones. The picture has a tight and dramatic atmosphere because most of the action takes place within the car. The film stands out because of its distinctive flair. The film's fast-paced narrative and Grillo's performance are its best aspects, but its execution didn't fully realize the original concept. Still, action movie enthusiasts will find it to be a decent choice altogether. Number 8. Revenge. The film is a 2017 action thriller drama about revenge, directed by Coralie Fargeet. The protagonist of the tale is Jen, who takes her wealthy boyfriend Richard on a private getaway to his remote desert estate. Not too long after, two of Richard's friends, Stan and Dimitri, break up their escape to embark on an unplanned hunting expedition. After Stan attacks Jen, the guys, including Richard, drop her off in the middle of the desert, where she is assumed to be dead. This is where the story takes a sad turn. However, Jen survives the horrific abuse, and the film follows her journey as she embarks on a violent quest to get revenge on those responsible for her attack. Extreme violence and violent scenes abound throughout her tour as Jen chases out every individual who has caused her pain and exploits the desolate environment to her advantage. The film defies the conventions of the revenge genre by presenting an original point of view and a strong female heroine who takes the lead in telling her own story. It has exciting action scenes, a vibrant color palette, a well-executed stylistic approach, and a captivating performance by Lutz that never lets up. Number 7. Pandora. It's a 2016 action disaster movie that Park Young-woo directed. The story opens with a series of security lapses and malfunctions at the Hanbiul nuclear power plant. Many workers voice their concerns, but management chooses to ignore important problems, which leads to a fire at the complex. Amidst the chaos, retired plant operator Jae Hyuk feels compelled to come back and joins forces with other staff members and emergency workers to prevent other catastrophes and evacuate neighboring residences. Nevertheless, when political objectives obstruct their work, the already dire situation gets worse. The story of the movie focuses on themes of bravery, sacrifice, and the consequences of human conceit and selfishness. It depicts the struggles faced by regular people following a man-made disaster, and their fight to live in the face of overwhelming difficulties. Ultimately, the film functions as a cautionary tale about the dangers of reactors and the importance of performing proper technological maintenance. I highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys disaster and survival films. Number 6. Believers. This action crime movie from 2018 was helmed by Lee Hae-young. The main character of the movie is investigator Won-ho, who sets out to destroy a sizable drug cartel led by the enigmatic Mr. Lee. The plot twists dramatically when Won-ho's insider is killed, but not before he provides a tip that could lead to Mr. Lee's eventual imprisonment. The story progresses as Won-ho links up with Rak, an amateur drug seller who agrees to cooperate with law enforcement in exchange for a lighter jail sentence, and intensifies his investigation. This results in several missions and high-stakes interactions. As they look into it more, they discover that while Brian Lee, the owner of an industrial company, is posing as Mr. Lee in order to take control of the company, the actual Mr. Lee is hatching a sinister scheme that they must find and foil. The film's strongest points are its deep characters, intense action sequences, and gripping narrative. Despite having a conventional plot, it stands out because of how beautifully done it is and how well the performers portrayed their parts. Number 5. Love and Monsters. A monster adventure movie, directed by Michael Matthews, is coming out in 2020. The story takes place 7 years after a monster apocalypse that left most of the Earth in ruins and forced mankind to seek safety underground from the massive mutant creatures that still roam the planet. Joel Dawson, the protagonist of the story, lives in one of these shelters, but soon finds himself alone and depressed. Joel resolves to embark on a perilous journey to reunite with his high school sweetheart, Amy, who resides in a beach colony 80 miles distant, when they reconnect via broadcast. Joel encounters a variety of terrible monsters on his journey, but he also meets new people who help him learn important survival skills and offer him the courage he needs to confront the challenges of the world home to monsters. The story features heart-stopping moments, intense action sequences, and intimate moments, but it also has a surprisingly profound emotional core, as Joel learns what love, relationships, and bravery really mean. The film's overall success can be attributed to its creative monster designs, skillful blending of humor, emotion, and action, and charming lead performance by Dylan O'Brien. Number 4. Shadow. The film is an action drama that Zhang Yimou directed in 2018. The film is set in the period of the country's 3 kingdoms and masterfully blends political intrigue with amazing martial choreography, all presented in a very cinematic way. Commander Yu, the protagonist of the story, suffers serious injuries during a battle with King Yang Kang, the formidable adversary. Unable to fight, Yu orders Jingzhu, a shadowy mimic, to take his place while he heals and gets ready to get revenge on Yang Kang. Yu gives the shadow clandestine training in fighting and tactics. Yu must deal with the unstable King Pei Liang and the intrigues that exist within the royal palace throughout the movie, all the while devising a complex scheme to retake the city of Jingzhou from the belligerent province of Yang. The action scenes are striking visually, with inventive weapon designs and fighting scenarios that highlight the concept of yin and yang. The picture has outstanding cinematography that creates an eye-catching impact with muted hues. The film's complex visual and narrative elements are supported by the action sequences, imaginative direction, and performances of the cast, particularly Deng Chao in his dual role as Yu and Jingzhu. Number 3. Fear Street. Part 1. 1994. Lee Janiak is the director of this supernatural slasher movie from 2021. The first of the 3 Fear Street film series, it is also. The story is set in Shadyside, a small hamlet that has seen horrifying murders for decades. The film follows Dina, her brother Josh, and their close friends Kate and Simon as they discover a link between the recent killings and an old curse. Strange and tragic events begin when Sam, Dina's ex-girlfriend, confronts the ghost of Sarah Fear, a reputed witch from 1666. The group must learn about the town's dark past if they are to survive and lift the curse. But when they discover more, they realize that Sam is the most recent victim of the witch's curse, which starts a horrifying series of meetings with former Fear killers. With its perfect balance of nostalgia and dread, along with its outstanding character development, the movie pays homage to the slasher movies of the 1990s. It is the perfect balance of gripping storytelling and graphic horror, offering a promising start to the trilogy that culminated in a gratifying finish. Fans of slasher and horror movies should consider it. Number 2. The Adam Project. Sean Levy is the director of this science fiction action comedy movie from 2022. Adam Reed, a jet pilot from 2050 who accidentally crashes in 2022 after traveling across time, is the main character of the story. There he encounters his 12-year-old self, who is still coming to terms with their father's passing. Together, the two Adamses set out to save the world from extinction and teamed up with their late father, Louis Reed, a remarkable quantum scientist whose time travel research serves as the central theme of the narrative. After conquering several challenges, Adam and his group come upon Maya Sorian, a businesswoman who has amassed great power by using time travel technology. Adam must now devise a plan to prevent her from assuming control of the entire planet. Tearful scenes are mixed with dramatic ones as the movie tackles issues of loss, forgiveness, and the importance of family. Though it falls into the category of a classic time travel film, Ryan Reynolds' acting, a compelling action comedy blend, wistful references to beloved sci-fi tales, and an emotional core make it a lot of fun nonetheless. Make sure to put this on your watch list if you haven't already. Number 1. Hostiles. The 2017 Western drama film is under the direction of Scott Cooper. In 1892, the film tells the tale of seasoned Captain Joseph J. Blocker, who gets instructions to transport Yellow Hawk, a sick Cheyenne warrior, and his whole family to their Montana tribal region. After initially objecting, Blocker is forced to finish the duty despite his deep-seated disdain of Native Americans. They meet Rosalie Quaid on their journey, a heartbroken lady whose family was murdered by Comanche forces. Following their first arguments, the group becomes closer as a unit as they face challenges and threats. Throughout the journey, Blocker confronts his assumptions and develops empathy for Yellow Hawk and his family, which upends his viewpoint. Overall, the movie offers an intriguing portrayal of the American West, while examining themes of atonement, forgiveness, and human potential for growth. Thanks to its breathtaking cinematography and powerful performances from its cast, particularly Christian Bale's portrayal of the tormented Captain Blocker, the film delivers a genuine and visceral experience. It's an eerie journey through the intricacies of the environment that confronts viewers with the awful realities of the past, while offering relatable human experiences. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video, and do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movie and series suggestions.